What's going on, YouTube? We are back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about if now is the time to seriously start taking into consideration getting an electric car. Let's get into the video. So we have a first on the Huff Life Tech YouTube channel. We have a guest on the channel. He's a good friend of mine. I did like a Q&A. It's going to be at the end of the video. He's actually a Tesla Model 3 owner. I had some questions I wanted to ask him to give everyone watching some valuable information and some insight on the buying process and what it's like owning an electric car, and in this case a Tesla. So definitely stay tuned at the end of the video for the Q&A, but now let's get started. All right, so electric cars, they are no more a thing of the future, they are a thing of the present, and Tesla has pretty much dominated the electric car market since it's really started to become more popularized. But that is changing. Teslas are probably still one of the, no, not probably, they are still one of the most popular electric cars, but there are a ton of options now. So we're gonna go over just a couple of the options that I think are really nice, like some that are cheap, like more buyer friendly, some on the luxury side, like SUVs, sedans, etc. So I'm just gonna start by going over just a few of the options that are out there. So I've got a couple categories for the cars I'm going to discuss. I'm just going to run down my list, and no, I was not going to memorize all these, so I am going to read off of it, so bear with me. So starting off with a couple of the cheaper cars that I have the Nissan Leaf S 40 kilowatt coming in at about $28,000, just a simple compact car. Next is the Chevrolet Bolt EV 1LT coming in at about $31,000 roughly. Again, another compact, very basic looking car. Next, for a couple SUVs, I have the Chevrolet Bolt EUV 1LT coming in at about $34,000, and it's pretty much just the SUV version of the compact Chevrolet that I mentioned before. And I have the Hyundai Kona Electric SEL coming in at about $35,000. Again, another pretty basic SUV, has all the room you need, but has the bells and whistles of an electric car with the tech and stuff on the inside. Next, a few luxury cars, and starting off with like my favorite car that I found in the process of making this video is a 2022 Ford Mustang Mach-E Select, and it's coming in at about $44,000, but I think Mustang has like really got something with this one. Like, it looks great. The interior looks nice, at least I think it looks great. So definitely check out that Mustang. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of different Teslas, Model S, X, Y, X, whatever. And lastly, the Audi Q4 e-tron. And this is like top of the line Audi, very good looking car. If you're into Audis, you're gonna like how it looks. All the bells and whistles on the inside, great looking car. So check out the Audi Q4. And a few electric trucks, starting with the Ford F-150 Lightning, starting at about $40,000. And I'm not gonna lie, I've never really liked Ford F-150s or been into them because it's just a truck. But this like electric F-150 Lightning, like, it looks like legit, like it looks futuristic. Like, I really like the design of it. It has the feel of pretty much most electric cars on the inside with touch screens and all the bells and whistles, so I really like it. And the GMC Hummer EV, so Hummer does have an electric vehicle now. It starts at over $100,000, so it is not cheap, but it has like a hatchback version or whatever, and it's nice. Like, it's really nice. Like, it has all the futuristic stuff of the not basic electric cars, so it's a good looking Hummer, and it's not a gas guzzler like the gas version of Hummers are because it's electric. So yeah, there's that. And lastly, for the trucks, is the Rivian R1T, which is about $67,000, and it's another futuristic looking truck. I think Rivian might be a foreign brand, but I could be wrong, I don't know. But definitely check them out. I really like how all of these trucks look. And obviously, there are more options than what I've talked about with all of these cars. So definitely just, if you're thinking about getting an electric car and you like specific types of cars, just Google it and check it out. There's a lot of options. All right, so now that we've kind of covered the variety of electric cars that are out there, I'm going to talk about some of the benefits that there are to owning an electric car. So to start, electric cars are lower maintenance. You don't have to worry about oil changes, and overall there's less moving parts, so there's less things that can break. Also, you can help save the environment. You can help contribute to emission reduction. Who doesn't want to do that? Also, there are tax incentives possibly when you have an electric car on the federal and state level depending on where you live, obviously, and on the federal level depending on what year your car is, what brand it is. You can get up to $7,500 in tax credits, so definitely research that stuff when you're looking into buying. And also, you save money on charging versus buying gas, and I'll go over that in the Q&A at the end of the video, so definitely stay tuned for that. And lastly, electric cars just generally look cooler on the outside, and definitely the interior, like all the touch screen iPad setups and cameras and all the features and bells and whistles. Obviously, when you buy an electric car brand new, you're customizing it to how you want it. I think that experience is great. So yeah, just tons of benefits. And I can't really go over benefits without doing some drawbacks, or missed opportunity to do pros and cons. Anyway, we'll do drawbacks for electric cars. Okay, so for electric cars right now, the average is about 250 miles per charge, which, depending on how much you drive your car, could be good or bad, depending on where you're going and how far, but it's decent. I feel like most you have an option to get 300 or 350 plus, but that can be a drawback. Also, with electric cars, where you charge, because if you don't have the availability to have a charger installed at your house, you are going to have to get it charged somewhere else. So that can be inconvenient depending on how far the nearest charging station is from you. As well as if you enjoy cross-country trips, I feel like we just aren't there yet as far as having charging available over long distances, especially depending on where you're going in the US anyway, what part of the country you are. It just might not be available charging options while you're on a road trip. So you have to look into that kind of stuff before you take a trip if you plan on driving your electric car. All right, and I've pretty much covered all of the upfront things I wanted to talk about as far as general information on electric cars and some of the options that you have. So I am going to jump into the Q&A that I did with my friend. So definitely stay tuned and pay attention to the questions I'm asking and the answers, because I think this is really good information. So let's get started. This is Will Dreyer. He owns a Tesla Model 3. Obviously, this YouTube video is about electric cars, just informational.
Yeah.
For people who might be interested or didn't know they were interested. So we're just going to ask you some questions about your experiences so far.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right. So starting, how's your overall experience been since buying your Tesla Model 3?
The experience has kind of been pretty seamless. So what ultimately happened was I purchased my vehicle used.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't go, well, I tried to go through Tesla, like, from like the website or whatever, but the wait was just so long. With COVID, there's a shortage of chips, there's a shortage of everything, right?
Yeah, batteries, I heard about that. Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so there's a shortage across the board. So ultimately what I did was I just kind of went the used route, I was just browsing the internet and I came across the one I have now, and I forgot what search engine I was using, but I came across it. It was a 2018 Model 3 dual motor. So it was crazy. It's everything that I wanted, right? But it wasn't like the 2021 or 2022, right? So I wanted the white, I wanted the dual motor, which is the all-wheel drive system, and then the long range. So, but anyways, I went down that route. I found it in Virginia.
Okay, that's good, and it's that's actually really good that I didn't know that you bought it used, but the
Mhm.
video, a lot of the electric cars I'm showing you in the video are like brand new 2022
Yeah,
cars, and the buying process is different when you're going through the website, customizing, et cetera, et cetera.
yeah,
So it's good to hear a point of view buying a used one because the whole point is there's a lot of options out there for electric vehicles now, and you don't have to buy a brand new one. You can buy it used, and it's
sure,
still just as good.
for sure.
Um, so that's really good input.
Yeah,
Um,
I would advise people to just try the used route. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's not it's not the end of the world. You know, the vehicles have like a 10-year warranty on them, so you have to be particular when you buy them, like
right.
what year you buy. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, so that's just kind of one of the things to look into. That's all.
Nice, cool. All right. So just jumping into the second question, have you had any problems or inconveniences that you can think of since you've had your Model 3?
My electricity bill kind of bumped too. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But that's just the trade-off. So
Mm-hmm.
um, I would say I haven't had any issues with it that I haven't inflicted. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
the side mirrors, me being stupid and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But since then, Alex, I've had nothing. It's been pretty smooth for the most part.
Yeah.
Pretty.
How long roughly have you had it?
I would say about 90 days. I got it in January,
Okay. Yeah.
so maybe 4 months, some change.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, that's pretty good. So you said your electric bill kind of bumped up because you're charging it at your house, right?
Yeah.
So is it like bump up like damn, like my electric bill crazy now, or it's just like okay, no, I expected this.
I mean, I expected it, but Michael Jordan face when I still saw my bill. Yeah,
Well, but then again, when you think about it, it's a trade off, right? Because like you
for
don't have
sure.
to pay for gas.
Yeah,
Your electric bill's higher, you don't got to pay for gas. I mean, it's probably
yeah.
better you don't got to pay for gas right now.
Right now, I'm about to flip. If I was driving a car that took like premium gas, I'm riding a bike because it's like $5 a gallon, and you got like a 12-gallon tank. Like that's a lot of bread.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
yeah.
bread.
My wheels and my legs. I walk to work. So
Hey, you good then?
yeah, y'all be safe up there with the gas prices.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I be trying to tell. Not trying to tell, but I be trolling people online. But like, so my bill went up like $130 around it. But in the Tesla app, it kind of gives you the offset. So like
Right.
the miles you've driven would have equal to. Today I looked, it was like my bill was like $130 on top of my normal rate or whatever, but it would have been like $462 spent in fuel.
Ooh, that's savings. That's a
Yeah,
lot of savings.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's I like how the app kind of breaks it down for you. Like it gives you it's a lot of like analytics you can program in the app. So that's kind of why I like just the ecosystem that Elon and Tesla's putting together over there.
Nice. Yeah, it seems like the app's really useful. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So jumping into the next one, what is your favorite thing about your car so far? And then we'll do the least favorite after that if you have one.
Man, I would say it's kind of like not a least favorite because it's a trade-off once again, right? One of the biggest issues, not issue, but one of the biggest trade-offs is that Teslas go through tires a lot.
Okay.
And they don't take no Walmart brand tires. You know what I'm saying? Continental, $1,300 a set. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, okay.
So the reasoning of that being is just the cars, they're just so heavy, you know. The cars are like 4,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So it's just what it is, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So that's kind of one of my least favorite things. But my favorite thing would be I don't know, bro. Like I had this moment. I was at the grocery store, and it was this young black kid that walked up to me and was like, you know, was, just one young brother that looked just like me. He was like maybe 15 or 16 or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Well, I love your car." He was like, "I want one so bad." So I was like, "No, let's sit in." Like, I asked his parents, "Could you sit in the car?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And his face was just so priceless to me.
Yeah.
I guess it's a matter of like inspiration. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a car at the end of the day. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But just to see the smile on that young brother's face to like actually sit there and experience it,
Mm-hmm.
um, I would say that's just one of my favorite things, just conversation that kind of comes from the car.
Yeah.
Like people just pull me over and say, "What do you think?" I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
It just one thing after another. Like I've met a couple guys that are into like the IT field, like myself, just off of a conversation about the car.
Mm-hmm.
It's become a good foundation to build on to build a conversation on top of. So
Yeah. Next one.
sure.
On average, how much do you drive your car throughout the week? Like, do you have to drive it every day? Like, does it sit sometimes?
Great question. So excuse me, I'm still trying to figure out. It's kind of crazy. So I would say on a daily basis, I may drive like 50 to 60 miles a day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's what I drive on a daily basis, right? So what I'm starting to figure out is I'm actually charging my car every other day
Okay.
because I'll charge it to about 80%,
Mm-hmm.
will give me about 230 miles.
Okay.
So
That's
if
pretty good.
I'm driving 50 to 60 miles, right, a day, there's no need to charge it again. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because I still have that 170 miles still left to burn, essentially.
Right. Right.
So what I'm doing now is like honestly, like it's gonna get real tight in a good way because if I continue this every other day charging system, I may be able to cut my electricity bill like by another $25.
That's pretty good.
So I'll probably be adding just like $100 onto my bill every month because I'm charging every other. I'm not really using any of my electricity on a nightly basis, so maybe every other day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, but on weekends I charge it to 100%. That gets me 300 miles on the full
Mm-hmm.
charge.
Mm-hmm.
But because weekends I'm driving on over the place and what I'm saying, just running around. So,
Yeah.
um, but that's pretty much how my routine is. Monday I charge Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays,
Mm-hmm.
and then so I don't charge Tuesdays and Thursdays for the most part.
Okay. Have you charged at like a charging station out somewhere before, or just at your house?
Um, so when I first got the vehicle, I didn't have a charger installed in my house.
Mm.
So I was kind of going to the superchargers.
Yeah.
And I forgot what their rate is. I think it's like 28 cents per kilowatt or something like that, right? Something in that ballpark.
Yeah.
Um, so like I said, before that, I was going there to charge. Excuse me, I was going there to charge until I got my level 2 charger installed.
Yeah.
So
So I guess at the superchargers at like 28 cents per kilowatt. What is that like? They come out to like a full charge like around $15, maybe a little less.
$15, very close,
Yeah.
about 14 and some change.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I thought. That's not bad. I mean, fully charged car for $15.
It ain't
Um.
bad, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But it kind of can add up throughout the week, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks everyone. His Instagram handle is She Needs Will. I'll have everything in the description. Also, it's a great Sneaks and Sense page that I'll put in there. Definitely, everyone go check it out. All right, and that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. I think this was a lot of great information just to get your feet wet in the electric car sphere. Hopefully, you learned something. Hopefully, it was informational for you. Hopefully you liked the content. If you did, drop a like for me. I'd really appreciate it. And if you're new, subscribe. We've got some more videos coming your way. Just want to thank Will again for joining us as the first guest on Huff Life Tech. I will put all of his socials in the description below if you want to check him out. Really do appreciate him for answering those questions for us and giving the people what they want, which is information on electric cars. So thanks again for watching. I'm Alex. This is Huff Life Tech, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.